Chapter 1 A New Adventure. The time was 2 a.m. The obsidian shade of night lay across the entire Western Hemisphere, blanketing everything in the colors of the void. Under the star-studded sky and early summer climate, the central states of the U.S. were in the midst of an hour where only the most stressed were still awake. That, or the most irresponsible. I remember it vividly, that moment of adrenaline and triumph while I was holed up in my small room. My eyes ached from the light, my heart struggled to keep up with my flickering movements. I was leaning forward in my chair, quite nearly standing up if I was honest. I'm glad my parents are out of town. I was shouting so much it wouldn't be a stretch that they would barge in and shut me up hours ago. Sweat accumulating on my forehead, face frozen in a crease of concentration, I probably look like a mess. But I'm on cloud nine, a welling sense of excitement buzzing in my thoughts and actions. I'm joyous. I've never been this close to victory. I have never been this close to defeating the Elden Beast. Come on, I shout, curling on my toes until they're biting into the carpet. My thumb strains my controller's left stick, other hand in a mess of 3 inputs as I try to look and run at the same time. My character, a strapping young man donned in jet black armor, moves earnestly, a colossal sword that looks like it's made of spiraling white wood leveraged against his shoulder. My screen is a hail of golden light. Music that sounds like a harp and singing elves fills my ears. Trees that shine like the sun make up the background, and a massive creature that looks like galaxy-filled space itself sails across the screen, glowing pebbles of holy light breaking off its ethereal body before streaking toward my character. He moves quickly, narrowly dodging certain death as his heels are grazed by what feels like 1,000 projectiles. It's nail-biting. It makes the walls of my room seemingly disappear. The distance between my eyes and the screen simply wavers. It's as if I'm my character, as if it's me running, altering my path to drawing close to the final boss. I draw near with a special attack, one that makes black flames erupt from my blade, and I strike at the beast's abdomen. There's a noise of blade against flesh. The nearly opaque body of that creature flashes like lightning. Black flame, an amazing attack I've learned about, travels across the creature, whittling down its health fast enough for me to notice it. As if in retaliation, the Elden Beast rears its massive sword, telegraphing its movements with a broad wind-up. When it first tried this attack, I panicked. It hit me, killed me, and made me yell. But that was hours ago. I've learned this pattern now. 2 large sweeps. I dodged them nearly perfectly. I hit the creature 2 more times. That health is just a sliver now. I'm fully standing at this point, hunkering close enough to the screen that it's all I can see. 1 more hit. I can feel it. 1 more hit, and victory will be mine. The beast runs. I pursue. It swings that sword about, launching waves of holy light at me. I dodge, and run more. When I first tried this boss, I got annoyed at how often it moved. It would constantly flee, attacking me from a distance. As a melee user, it's infuriating. But in this moment, it's as if it's a wounded creature trying desperately to escape my blade. I grin at that thought. Yes, run, I think to myself gleefully. Your end is near. Legs pumping, water splashing, weaving around and dodging through attack after attack, like a hero in a battlefield of chaos, closing in on his greatest foe. It's exhilarating. I see my window as the beast rears up, sun-colored flames welling at its mouth. I should run away. If the boss had more health, then I surely would. But I don't stop, and in a rather embarrassing moment when I look back at it, I shout, "Come here!" My character's blade arcs away from his shoulder in a jumping attack, coming down to deliver the killing blow. The fire comes, but it's too late. My attack connects, and a familiar noise rings out, one when a person or entity is slain in this game. I've heard it many times before in this arena, but this is the first time that it hasn't come from me. The Elden Beast loses its fire breath, jolting back. Its neck cranes, arms starting before it begins to disintegrate. I jump in place, a victory cry exiting my lips. Yes! Yes, 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 finally! It sounds like I'm laughing, though I think I might be crying too. Large lettering displays on my screen. A first for me. God slain. A remembrance is given, and more runes than I've ever held before dance up on the bottom right of my screen. I did it. I won. I sit back down, playing the rest until a final cutscene plays, and my character sits on his new throne. I can't help but smile, and I quickly take a screenshot before it all fades to black. I need to tell someone. Somebody needs to know my victory right now. I waste no time, and I snatch my phone off the carpet-covered floor, dialing up my closest friend, Daniel. The phone rings twice. I'm up and pacing while I wait. Oh, I'm so excited to tell him. He finally answers, and I beat him to talking first. Daniel, guess what? There's silence. I answer anyways. I did it. I beat Elden Beast. More silence, until he finally speaks. He sounds groggy. Dude, it's like 2 in the morning, he grumbles to himself before yawning. I know it's not vacation, but you should really call it quits for tonight. I raise an eyebrow. Chief, I literally just finished the game. Of course I'm going to call it quits after this. Oh yeah, he says haphazardly. The guy finished his playthrough nearly a month ago. He's a much better player than I am. That took you long enough, he says. I hum sarcastically, and he continues. So, why'd you call me? I think about that for a moment, temporarily stopping my pacing. I did just finish the game, and I am excited. But it's 2 in the morning. You know, I don't remember, I answer. It's his turn to hum. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going back to sleep. Well, you should do the same. I roll my eyes, probably aiming to call it his lackluster attitude, but my gaze catches on the screen. Maybe I was expecting there to be credits rolling, or maybe it would take me back to the home screen. But there's a mere question, with an answer for yes or no. Begin a new adventure. Hey, Daniel, I say as I sit back down, puzzling over the question. What does it mean when it asks if I want to begin a new adventure? More silence. Huh? Is all he says. Begin a new adventure, I restate. It's asking if I want to right now. Daniel sounds confused. You sure it's saying that? Well, yeah. I flipped between the two answers. I can read. Well, they should ask if you want to start Journey 2, Daniel clarifies. It'll be if you want to start NG+. I puzzle over the term, hovering over the yes option. Start what? Well, you basically start from the beginning, but you keep your stuff and your level too. I consider selecting yes. Well, did you do that? Daniel hums to confirm. I make my decision. Well, sounds fun. I'll give it a try. I select yes, and Daniel starts to say something. Well, you should wait. You need to try and get... He goes dead silent, right when I press the A button, nearly right on the mark. I don't realize he stops talking for a moment, but I stand, turning my back from the screen. Daniel? My eyes slowly try and adjust to the dark, my slightly hunched shadow casting up my walls and single window to my room. Daniel, I lost you. Hello? My phone answers with 3 beeps before hanging up completely. Did he just drop me? I dial him up again immediately, and he answers. Daniel, I exclaim, why did you... I'm interrupted by a woman's voice, and in that moment, I feel a shiver travel down my spine. The number you have dialed has not been recognized, it states. The hell? I pull my phone from my ear, moving toward my window. The number's right, so what's the problem? Might be the reception? The Midwest has spotty service at best. Could try sticking my phone outside for better bars. It's the only solution I can think up. I slide open my window, but I freeze in place. I'm not conscious of it, But danger signals in my head go off, and the strongest urge to keep my arms indoors comes over me. More than that, I have the urge to flee, to run and hide from the window. Why would I run from the window? My conscious self puzzles over the sensation, and I take my first look outside at my neighborhood. There is no neighborhood. At least that was my first impression, and it makes me do a double take. But the houses are still there. There's still cars, still lawns, still buildings lined up in rows. It's a common sight from one of the front windows on the second floor of a small home in the cul-de-sac, a view that lets me see perfectly down the street to the entrance of the neighborhood, where a fountain and bushes make up a small island within the roundabout. It's a familiar view, but I can't see most of it. I finally recognize what must be making me scared. The street lamps are knocked out. There's no light, not from homes nor passing cars. I can only see with what little sliver of silver light the full moon provides. I can barely see the fountain from here. Freaks me out, but my mind makes a connection. Oh, must be a blackout. That might explain the problem with contacting Daniel. I chuckle a little bit to myself. Must be the universe telling me to go to sleep. I found my answer. Things add up. So why can't I shake this feeling? I can hear my heart beating in my chest, the feeling of my body going cold from the sudden rise in heat. Sweat beads on my forehead, skin numb, and breaths out of balance. I feel like I should run or call for help, but it's a part of me that doesn't want to do any of that. It just wants to curl up in a ball and hide in the closet and hope the thing standing by the fountain doesn't come any closer. I freeze. What? It all collapses on me at once, and I wheel about my room. My TV is still on, its light seemingly the only glow in the entire neighborhood. That first bit takes a chip out of my resolve. It's not a blackout. I wheel on my window, and my eyes immediately focus in on the fountain. Dear God. I didn't see it at first, because it's not supposed to be there. I didn't process it at first, because nothing can be that horrifying. But now I see it, standing next to the fountain in bushes, shrouded in shadows with meager moonlight. A hulking mass of an abomination, in unmoving silence like a predator ready to pounce. My eyes stare, and a pair of glowing eyes stare back at me. Those danger signals flash bright in my mind, shivers running rampant through my quaking body. I'm stuck in a primal sort of fear, as if I noticed a hungry lion has been watching me, and I didn't know it was there. There's something abominable at the end of my road, and it's watching me. Only me. I want to run, but I don't want to break eye contact. As much as it's terrifying me, I don't want to look away, not for a moment, because I fear I know what will happen next if I do. That thing will disappear, and I won't know where it is. But it will know where I am, I think to myself, because... oh, crap! I turn around, and I rush to turn my TV off. It's light. It's making me a target. I fumble with the remote, nearly dropping it. The screen goes dark, and I'm left in the black. For a moment, just a split second, I want to keep my back turned from the window. I don't want to look. I don't want to see whatever watches me again. I want to pretend it doesn't exist. To pretend that I've stayed up too late. But soon the shadows of my own room begin to terrify me, and I take in a gulp. I force myself to look again. My own fear can't seem to decide what it wants to... It's gone. That thing, whatever it is nowhere to be seen near the fountain. All that's left in its wake is kicked up dust. Some would assume they're seeing things. Others would think it must be a waking nightmare. But I run away as fast as I can. I bust through my bedroom door in a frenzy and run out into my living room. It's a good thing I did, because it's not a moment later that my bedroom ceiling caves in and a grafted scion's shrieking roar tears through my home. A thought crosses my mind, and it's not mine. It's a different voice, sounds like a young woman's. She sounds panicked, rushed, despite a monotone reverb. It's 4 simple words, and it comes just before 2 ornamental straight swords slash my bedroom's dividing wall to pieces, and a body of distorted limbs and cursed souls crashes into me. Get out of there!